So one day about 3 years ago, I was sifting through the mail and I saw an envelope, a letter from Strick, South Texas Radiology and Imaging Center. And I thought, why are they sending me something? So I look at it and it said something like, we noticed an area on your mammogram that needs further evaluation. Please call to schedule an appointment. I'm like, oh boy, here it comes. So the next few days and weeks were a whirlwind of doctor's appointments, imagings, procedures, and the result, a breast cancer diagnosis. The silver lining, it was caught very early and it was very treatable. So how does my story connect with you? Well, you all have women in your lives who are very important to you, no doubt. Wives, sisters, daughters, granddaughters, mothers, and they could, I hope never, but they possibly could have the same story that I had. And after all, the American Cancer Society says that about 268,600 new cases of invasive breast cancer will be diagnosed this year in the United States alone. And 62,930 new cases of in situ breast cancer, which is the type of breast cancer that is most easily treated because it hasn't spread yet. And those are statistics for the year 2019 alone. That's the prediction. But I'm here today as living proof that cancer is possible in premenopausal women, and it is very treatable when found early. So since breast cancer is a threat to all of us and to your loved ones, I propose that we do whatever we can in our power to make sure that we're getting our mammograms ourselves and for those we love, our daughters, our sisters, our mothers, our wives, making sure that they are getting those tests yearly, because again, those screenings are going to mean early detection and early treatment and easier treatment. So let's begin by looking at some of the statistics that show the magnitude of breast cancer problem. Like I said, every year more and more women are being diagnosed with breast cancer. In fact, the American Cancer Society publishes facts and figures every year, and they make predictions for all kinds of cancers. Their estimates for breast cancer in the United States for 2019 are as follows. About 268,600 new cases of invasive breast cancer will be diagnosed in women. 62,930 new cases of carcinoma in situ will be diagnosed. And again, that's the most treatable form of cancer. And sadly, almost 41,760 women will die of breast cancer here in the United States in 2019. The American Cancer Society also cites trends in deaths for breast cancer. And it states, breast cancer is the second leading cause of cancer death in women. Only lung cancer kills more women each year. The chance that a woman will die from breast cancer is about 1 in 38, or 2.6%. Also very alarming is that since the year 2007, death rates of women with breast cancer have been steady for women under the age of 50. So that was something that was very alarming to me. So those diagnosed with cancer and their family and their loved ones, they're not only faced with the pain and the suffering of the disease and all that goes with that, but then they also have other things that come up, like financial burdens, the loss of time from work because of doctor's appointments, surgeries, hospital stays, and so on, and then the rising cost of medical bills can make that financial burden very steep. So clearly, breast cancer is a serious problem. But you may be wondering, what does that have to do with me? Well, it's a real problem for you and me because we all have, many of you are women, and then you also have women in your lives who you care about. So it could be your mother, your sister, your niece, a friend. So remember, this year alone, almost 42,000 women are going to die from breast cancer. And I hope it's none of the women that we care about here in this room. And that is, we can help make sure that our loved ones are not a part of the statistic by getting that screening. So the American Cancer Society has recommendations for the early detection of breast cancer. And this is what they have to say about the effectiveness of the yearly screenings. They state, finding breast cancer early and getting state-of-the-art cancer treatment are the most important strategies to prevent deaths from breast cancer. Breast cancer that is found early, when it's small and has not spread, is easier to treat successfully. Getting regular screening tests is the most reliable way to find breast cancer early. So at this point, it should be clear that breast cancer does pose a huge problem, not only for the person dealing with the diagnosis, but also for their loved ones. However, we can lessen the negative effects of breast cancer by getting regular screening tests. Regular screening tests have been proven to lead to early detection and early treatment. The American Cancer Society also states, results from many decades of research clearly show that women who have regular mammograms are more likely to have breast cancer found early. They're less likely to need aggressive treatment like surgery to remove the breast or a mastectomy and chemotherapy, and are more likely to be cured, all because of yearly screenings. So in conclusion, breast cancer poses a real threat to all of us here today. However, by getting early screenings yearly, we can find, that will lead to early detection and better treatments. And then we all have a chance of becoming survivors, not victims. So I ask all of you today to schedule your screening test. I challenge you to pick up the phone and make your appointment before the day is over. Also, remember your loved ones and make sure they do the same.